Hello loves, I am popping in to do kind of a product review comparison kind of thing. I have had several things that I've wanted to do this and I just hadn't made the time to do it. And so I got a few more new things and I'm like, all right, we have to do this. So I'm just turning the camera on. I'm not camera ready, but that's okay. Whoever is. But so I just want to kind of go over the things that I have that I've been using, why I'm using them, and kind of give you some ideas. I pulled up pricing and different things like that in case you might be interested, because I'm using them a lot right now. So down here on my table, these guys, Paul Rubens actually reached out to me and said, hey, we make soft pastels. Would you be interested in trying them? And I'm like, more soft pastels? Yes, please. So they came just like this. They were packaged really nicely. And they're handmade. And this is the portrait. They have two sets. So I printed out. So they have two sets. They have like one with just like the kind of the rainbow of colors. And this one's more specific. It says it's portrait, and I'm not sure why it is portrait, but whatever it is, I love it. The colors are very, very unique, and that I love because I have a lot of soft pastels and I don't have some of these colors. I don't have a lot of these colors, and that makes me very happy. And so I did a test swatch here. So I just went across the row. And so what's really nice too is they have some like colors that are similar, but the next shade up or kind of smoky. And that's really unique, at least so far from what I've experienced. So they have a lot of colors that are very similar, and yet they're just like this one's greener, this one's a little browner, this one's got more of a taupe base to it. And see, like this one, same kind of family, but this one's got more of a yellow undertone. This one has more of a kind of a bluish undertone. Very unique colors. They're very buttery and creamy, and I am very, very happy. And they're not expensive. For this handmade set, they were $43. They're $43 on Amazon. For the like rainbow all the color set, $39. That's what I paid for. I think that's what the Soho brand of soft pastels are, and they're not this quality. So that makes me very, very happy. So I want to scooch this up and I've got some paper down here. This was just kind of an experiment that I was working on in the membership. But the blues, so you can see here, I did an extensive test on the blues because they are amazing. This looks black, but it's not. It has this smoky blue, and I did it a couple of times because I'm like, am I seeing things? And so and this is on canvas, so there's a bit of a grit to it. This is paper with matte medium on, which is typically what I would create on, and they are absolutely rich and creamy. So this color here presents as a black, but it's more green. It's more like a sap green. So I guess the colors are more based off of the colors that I would buy in paints, like sap green, magenta, Prussian blue, Payne's gray. So this is 100% a Payne's gray color. That is amazing. So this color here is like a sap green. And then, I mean, I don't want to go through all the colors because it'll take a long time. Let me grab a towel. I need to make sure to kind of dust my fingers off. The other thing that I was really excited about was the magenta colors. So magenta colors often are not great. So that's more red. This one here, I think this is the magenta. Yeah, more magenta. See that? It has more of a bluish undertone. So you can see how they're similar and yet their undertones are different, and that is really, really cool. I love that. A great burnt sienna color. Oh my gosh. This almost reminds me of the Mars Violet, like, cause it's a true dark. It has a really great undertone to it. So I am very, very pleased with these, with the colors, the color selection in this, and this is considered the portrait selection. And I'm not exactly sure why, but I don't care because the colors, like this one, look at this color. Look at this color. It's like a gray purple. Hello. I have so many ideas just from swatching that I can't stand it. This color here, it's like a yellow ochre, but it's got a little bit more mustard, because there's another yellow, like this one right here. That's kind of a true yellow ochre. Or maybe this is a sienna. And this is yellow. I am really, really happy. So they have like true dark colors, but this color, look at that. When I blend it out, this blue is, I'm in love. I'm in love with it. And then wait till you see this one. So let me make sure my finger's clean. This goes teal. This is like a bluish turquoise teal color. I am very happy. And so a lot of the colors work well together, like just like the next level of tone. And so like this, look, this color right here. I could so see that in a floral. Oh, it's so beautiful. Anyway, I got lost in my color swatching and this whole thing. So I pulled out just, okay, so these are, I don't remember who the maker is, but this is handmade. This is a Jack Richardson, and I like Jack Richardsons, and they're all handmade. This is a magenta, and I mean, that's a true magenta versus these. These are a little bit more red. I'm trying to wonder if this color, look at that color. That's pretty. So this one, Jack Richardson's soft pastels are really expensive, and they compare. They're as soft and as spreadable and creamy as these. So I'm very, very pleasantly surprised. And then these ones, same kind of thing. These ones were a little bit more reasonable. These were gallery. That's right, these are gallery. These were a little bit more reasonable, but not quite as much as these. However, you get a bigger stick. Jack Richardson sticks are pretty small for the money you pay for them. I get lost in the color. And then these are Artesas, which is a real like economy brand. They're very hard. They're a hard, much harder, not as creamy, but they're very reasonable, and they're a great starter set. And I have mentioned Mungyo soft pastels, which is a great starter set. They're like $15. But you think about a great starter set with tiny little sticks that are kind of a generic. These are only $40. So I'm really, really excited about this brand. So I will leave the link to this, this brand down below. It'll be in either, yeah, down below. I'll have it down below, so it's easy to kind of access. Okay, so that's the soft pastel, and that is Paul Rubens soft pastels, and I'm super excited about the quality and the quality with the price. So, you know, I could get the quality, but I would pay double the price for something like this. I think I paid double the price for Jack Richardson's soft pastels, which are about the same size and about the same amount. So yeah, really, really excited. And the colors, oh my goodness. Okay, so that's the first one. Let me Set this aside. Okay, now I'm gonna bring my journal out here. I'm gonna set this aside. I use this because I wanted a big space to really experiment. I was just in my zone having fun. Okay, so let me just find a place here. See if I have something somewhat neutral in here. If not, we'll make it. Okay, this one's prepped. Okay. Okay, so this has matte medium on it, so, and this has obviously got some paint on it and stuff like that. So the other thing that I tried out was Yono markers. And I have to say, I'm very, very impressed. So they're made by Marabou. And if you, Marabou has crayons, they have sprays, they have, I mean, they've been around for a long time. And I like their crayons are, let's see, this one, yeah. So they have crayons like this that are fantastic. Creamy, rich, colorful, vibrant. And this, so they called it Yono because you only need one. You only need one application. And I'm like, really? So I think what I'll do is I'll do a mark over here. So this is the magenta. And it's acrylic paint in a excuse me, in a marker. And it's very, very opaque. Like, it's opaque. You don't see anything underneath it. It flows really well. The color, like, the reason I got this set was because of this color, because it's magenta. The only thing about these, and this might change because these are, I think, relatively new, is the colors are limited. So where is my information sheet? Did I just, oh, here we go. I printed everything out so I would sound like I knew what I was talking about. So they come in a set. So this is the regular basic set of 6. There's a set of 6 pastels, which would be pastel colors like this, and then there's a set of metallics. So I really like them. I purchased them myself because I've been using pens a lot lately and trying to use them a little bit more, but they're very opaque. And the statement is true that you only need one pass to get the color that you want. So I'll just make some marks here. And you have to, you know, push the nib down like that to get the paint to come out and, you know, kind of shake it up to get your full strength. But very pleased with it. This is, they don't have different tips yet. This is kind of a broader tip, which I'm okay with because I can get it really, really wet and have a large stroke, or I can use just the tip of it and get kind of a small stroke. So I'm okay with that. So here's the red. I mean, the colors are really, really vibrant. Okay, so these are the colors. Is this the colors that I got? Set of 6. I got more than that. I got a bigger set, so there must be more. I don't remember. Maybe I bought 2 sets. 3, 6, 9, 12. I got a set of 12. So I don't know. I'm not exactly sure now, but I like this. This color is one of my favorites. I like this color, this kind of bright green. Anyway, very happy with this purchase. Yono markers by Marabou. Now, I did pull out my Posca pens because no one can talk bad about my Posca pens because they are, you know, the best. And I have used them forever, forever and ever and ever. And so, are Posca pens the same? Very similar. These two are my favorite colors. And I can't read the color, I can't read the name because it's all in another language. This is like a Payne's gray, and that's like an olive green or sap green. But these are permanent, they are acrylic, and I really like that. I want to dry this real quick for you so you can see how it dries in comparison to the other. Let's see, let me grab another color. Grab a similar, like a green, like a bright green. And I think because these are, the Yonos are new, they don't have, there aren't, at least I haven't seen a lot of options. So, you know, maybe I'm missing it. Okay, so I'm going to dry this real quick so you can see how it dries. Okay, so now that this is dry, they both kind of dried the same. I mean, Posca's usually dries pretty matte. This is fairly matte. This one's a little bit shiny, and that could just be because I didn't shake it up enough. A lot of times if you don't shake it up and you get it mixed right, it'll dry shiny. So I'm not too worried about that because this dried real matte and the others dried real matte. The true test, though, is a lot of times markers say they're permanent and they're not. So I'm going to put a little bit of matte medium over the top and see if things move around. And both are very, very permanent. So what's the benefit or the drawback between the two? Price. So for a set of 6, this is from Mr. Art, which I'm going to talk about in just a second. This is from Mr. Art. The set is $20, whereas Posca pens are a little bit more expensive. So just something to keep in mind and some options for you. And there might be more colors that I haven't found. I have been shopping on Mr. Art because of their prices, because they're a small company here in the US. While I love Amazon because of its convenience and everything, I'm trying to find small businesses to order from, and these guys have everything, everything, everything. All of my art supplies are here, with the exception of a couple of things. So I'm going to leave a link to Mr. Art. They're out of Texas. I think it's Texas. But they have canvases, they have wood panels, they have all the paints, and the paints that the gouache that I'm going to be showing you, and they have everything. They have my matte gel, my matte medium, and their prices are lower. So yeah, so very pleased with my Yono purchase and happy with how they perform. I did get a little smearing here with my Posca, a little tiny bit. But very, very happy with this purchase. And if they have other colors, I probably will get some. The one thing I like about Posca is that you have the option of your nib size. So you can get fine, and I have all of those. I have like super fine, the next size up, and I was just looking at some broad tipped ones, and that's when I came across the Yono, and I was like, hey, I'll try those out just to see. Okay, that is that one. And then I'm just making sure that I have, okay, here's the other one. Where did I do with it? Okay, real quick, this little, I've had questions about this because sometimes you'll see me sharpen, you know, my charcoal pencil is my favorite thing. This pencil sharpener, I I saw another artist use it, and I don't remember who. I wish I need to pay more attention to that. But she said it was one of the best pencil sharpeners, and she's a draw. She uses her utensils to draw. I'm not a technical drawer. So I thought, well, it must be good. This is an M&R, an M&R, let me just make sure. M&R brass pencil sharpener. Now, it's not cheap for a pencil sharpener. I'm just going to say that. But I have it sharpens, because I've been using the red plastic ones that kind of come with your charcoal pencils. And it doesn't do a very good job. It sharpens unevenly, and I just sharpened this one, and it's great. But the nice thing too is, so it has the sharpener for my pencil. It has a sharpener for my woodies. So where's my woodies? Where are they? Oh, I guess it's, yeah. So I can get in here and sharpen my woodies. And then it also has this tiny little one for like vines, for like your charcoal vines, a real tiny one to make them super, super sharp. And so it's got these blades on there, and when you order the sharpener, you get 6 blades. So when the blades start to dull and it's not sharpening as well, you just replace the blade. It's really, really heavy. It's like a paperweight, and it's just made really, really well, and I have been really, really happy about that. So this is M&R, and it's Mobius and Rupert. And I saw another artist use it, and I've been using it now for probably 4 or 5 months, maybe more. It's $12. And I think it was well worth the investment, because my sharpens are good, really, really good. And I can get them really sharp. So, and I have a little dish over next to me where I keep my pencils. This stays in it along with the blades. Okay, that is that. And hopefully that, because I get questions about it all the time. Okay. All right, good. So the next thing I want to talk about is gouache. So I have been using a lot of gouache lately, which is out of my, gouache is, you typically think of gouache as a watercolor. And that's really honestly what I thought too, until I saw another artist use acrylic gouache, or acryl gouache, which is an acrylic based gouache. So it's permanent. That was my selling feature. And the reason gouache is so fantastic is because it's super matte. It's really, really matte. And I know there's a lot of other matte products out there. So for instance, Pebeo has, I use their matte, and I've got a couple different colors. They're hard to get, really hard to get, and they're not as reasonable as I would like. I love my Pebeo, but I'm also now thinking of switching and doing some different things, because I now have this gouache. So I just put a little bit of that gouache out onto my. They're very opaque, very, very rich, opaque colors, and yet they're also made to water down. But when they dry, they're matte, whether it's watered down or not. But even so, this is watered down. That's a very, very rich color, really rich color. So I put a little bit more water. I'll put a little bit more water on my brush. The colors are intense. And so that I love. I'm trying to find, so this is Burnt Sienna. The other one I used was Quinacridone Magenta, and I've used probably half of this already. That's how much I love it. I've been creating with matte matte paints lately, because I like the effect, because it automatically gives me that matte finish that I can then put my soft pastels over and all that kind of stuff. So Look how rich and intense that color is. That's burnt sienna, and I'll put a tiny bit of water on my brush still. Add a little bit more water. Still very, very intense color. Okay. And the nice thing too is that these are Liquitex, so I trust the brand. I have used Liquitex forever and use all their mediums and different things like that. So the other thing too is that their colors are the colors that we typically like: burnt sienna, quinacridone magenta, cad, and most of their stuff is cad free now, which is really nice. So this is cadmium free orange, medium magenta, cadmium free yellow medium. This is fluorescent opera pink. I had to get that one. Let's see. I think those are the only colors. I just bought a few when I first started ordering them because I'm like, this is Viridian Hue, kind of a turquoise color. You can see that. So I just bought a few, and they're raw umber. Raw umber's hard. It's a hard color. It's more of a burnt umber than a raw umber. So I'll just show you real quick. So this is their raw umber. Nope, it's too yellow and warm. That's not a true raw umber. So, and maybe it's a raw umber light, I don't know, but nothing beats my golden raw umber. So speaking of golden, golden also has a matte acrylic paint, and I had stopped using these because when these first came out, probably 2 years ago, maybe more. I don't remember. This raw umber looks better, but I loved the matte. And I bought just like the sample kit of it, and when they first came out they didn't have very many color options, which is why I didn't proceed with them. I just checked on their site, and they have I checked on Blick, because Blick's where I get my golden stuff, and they have every color imaginable. And so did I print that one out? Let me see. I guess I did not. So they're very much the same as far as, so again, with the matte, when you have a matte paint, it's very opaque. Look at that. And golden is, well, golden's pretty much top of the line, you know. So and these are made to be watered out. These are not necessarily. So the effect might be different. You know, you can get some real good watercolory effect and still have them be permanent. It's a different look versus the gouache. So I think the gouache has a little bit more versatility, like this right here. Beautiful. I'm going to add a little bit more water. So I get a little bit more granulation when I water it down versus the gouache, because the gouache, that's what it's made for. And the other thing is that golden's expensive. And so these aren't cheap either, but so for this size on Mr. Art, it's $9. So that's the bright aqua green. They vary. So burnt sienna, $9 for this. Which is pretty typical for a paint, whereas this is a tinier scoop of paint. These are more like 13 to 15 and so on. So I am opting, while I love golden, and there will be certain golden, so this is the golden raw umber. I'll just show you the difference in this one. Look at that. There's a huge difference. So there will be things that I will always go back to golden for, and that is their raw umber, some of their Payne's gray, that kind of thing. So I am actually going to be purchasing more of the gouache just because I have a lot of versatility, and then they're permanent. They do not reconstitute. I have been using them for months now, and it's wonderful. So Golden has more color options. They have different sizes, but they're also more expensive. Of course, I will always go to Golden for certain colors. Golden has one of my favorite teals. This one's almost gone. And then raw umber. There's just certain things that I go to Golden for. But I will be purchasing more of these in the future. So Mr. Art also has the acrylic gouache in all the colors. All the colors. Okay, so there's that. That is the other thing that I've been playing with. The other thing is Nova Color. So Nova Color, again, is another small company out of California, and they make their own paint, and they've been around for a while, and they're really picking up steam because they have a great product. This is just a regular acrylic paint, so it's not matte, but I'm willing to go with a little bit of a shine, because I can always put some matte medium over it to dull the shine down, because their colors are amazing. So I got, let's see, I'm trying to think, which colors did I get from them? I got a couple, but of course these are the ones. This is their Mars Violet, and some of their colors are truly unique colors to them. But that is a truly rich, opaque color. Look at that. And then when you kind of spread it out a little bit or add some water to it, it's got kind of a, it's not the same as a burnt sienna. It's got a red, kind of almost purple undertone. It's truly yummy, 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 yummy. And so if you've never heard of Nova Color, you should check them out, because their prices are fantastic. So I'll give you an example. So I pulled up the price for, where's my Mars Violet? What did I do with it? So, okay, so this is 4 fluid ounces, right? Yeah, 4 fluid ounces, $5.99. Of course, they'll change with the type, you know, because each paint has a different type of pigment, and the pigments change in price. And the Payne's Gray, did I print out Payne's Gray? $6.99, I believe. And so let me just show you their Payne's Gray. And I'll tell you, I search a lot of times for Payne's Gray, and Golden was my favorite. But again, it was super pricey. And so look at this gorgeousness right here. It's got just enough blue to make it true. Oh, I love it. I could swatch these two colors all day long. And then if I add some water to it, look at that. Truly, truly beautiful. So if you've never heard of Nova Color, they have an amazing selection of colors, and the prices are right. And they have sales too every now and again. They just had a sale a little bit ago. But so $5.99, $16.99, and $7.99. That's a 4 fluid ounces. That's a pretty good deal when you consider I'm paying $9 for something like this. But I'm willing to pay $9 for this because I like the matte. So there'll be certain colors that I definitely go to for Nova Color because they're just amazing. And then I can put some matte medium in them to matte them down. Okay, let me look at my list and make sure I did the right comparisons. I got the right products. Okay, I think that's it. Okay, so I did a quick dry, and you can kind of see the shine on the Nova Color. It's not terrible by any means. It's not terrible, but there's zero shine on this. This is our gouache, and this is our So Flat. Zero shine. I mean, some areas are still wet, but yeah, So look at these. Look at this color palette right here. That just makes me happy. Okay. All right, my loves. That is my new products that I've been playing with and kind of comparison. And I'll have all the links and everything if you want to check them out and see for yourself. I'll have all the links down below. All right, loves. I hope you enjoyed this. I hope it gave you some good information. I'll talk to you soon.